This digital product niche is the #1 biggest seller on Etsy. Let's see the Etsy sales tips and SEO strategies that this seller uses to bring in that passive income cash.
I'm Jess at Insights by Jess. I dig deep into what makes Etsy stores successful and where they can improve so that you get the full 411 on what's really selling and why. Let's jump in. Hello. This digital store looks at first glance like any other digital party store. But before you roll your eyes at me and say, oh no, not another party store, hear me out. Because this one has some unique listings that are really helping to set the store apart and some great tips. So please get comfy. I am going to explain how this store is really rocking their passive income. So before we get too deep into this store, let's check out their store stats. This store has 323,000 sales. So that is a lot. And I love that they're from Denver, Colorado, where I grew up. So that's super cool. Their average product price is about $5. And as you can see, they have 7,000 listings, which is a lot. And they have had some time to put together those listings because if we look at their oldest feedback, which I'm still on their oldest feedback from when I outlined this video, their oldest feedback is February 2nd, 2017. So they are looking at about 6 years now of being open. So that's plenty of time to put all of those listings together. And when you factor in their number of sales at about a $5 price point divided by all the years they've been open, that puts their approximate annual sales at $270,000, which is fantastic. Such a great number to hit. Very impressive. But honestly, it's not unusual for a party store at all to get numbers like this, to get dollar amounts like this. I do actually feature this store and several other party stores in my 21 Epic Digital Products video, which if you haven't seen, go check that out. And all the party stores in there make this kind of money. But I wanted to do an individual video on this particular store because it caught my attention for several reasons. So let's take a look at their store front really quickly. They do not have a store banner, but their logo is pretty simple. And you can see in their announcement right off the bat that they are telling you that they have an automatic discount for when you buy 3 or more items. So it drops your discount from the 40% sale that they have going to 60% off. So that is really clever, really smart right off the bat. Looking at their listings here, you can see they have some continuity in their main images, very similar photos all the way around, and you can see that even though these are digital downloads for the most part, they are real photos of these items. They are not digitally put together. So that's also very cool, and it does take them a little bit of time to do that, but it is worth it to do that. You don't have to use a camera to do this. You can do this with digital mockups. So that is also a very important feature if you are a digital designer. So you can see that the store mainly focuses on weddings and bachelorette stuff, but they do have a couple of other things. You can see they have some small business stuff that they've started to add in here, which is not party related. And they do have like memorial stuff, bridal showers, babies and kids have a lot of listings here. So they do branch out beyond just the wedding theme. So let's take a look at their first bestseller here. This is a bachelorette game, which is $3, so very affordable. And it is super funny, super hilarious. It's a Guess the Groom bridal shower game, and it uses celebrity images. So very fun, very cute, great idea, and unique as well. I'm sure other sellers have similar concepts to this, but when you stumble upon this, you're going to think, oh, that's something I probably haven't played before, or I haven't seen at a wedding before, and it catches your attention. So that's very cool. Looking through their images, they do not have a lot of images. Their images are well done. It's a nice photograph. here they have shown with 2 different celebrities, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. And then of course they have their informational image, and they do let you try a demo, and they tell you that the link to the demo is in the description. And then an FAQ, because they probably get these questions a lot. And the last video, which is pretty clever, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. And so not only are they prompting their customers to reach out to them if they have any questions and if they don't see the information they need, but they have a picture, the seller has a picture of herself with her 2 rescue pups, and she says, photos starring my rescue pups, Molson and Bear. Can you guess who is who? Now, nobody is probably guessing who is who, but what she is doing is she is humanizing herself. She is humanizing her store. A lot of times when people shop online, they, even on Etsy, will forget that they're dealing with a person. They will forget that, you know, this is a human on the other side of the store. This is a human making and selling these items. They will often think, their default goes to, oh, this is a big company. They can afford to lose a sale, or they can afford to return my order, or, you know, like my bad feedback won't hurt them, whatever. They don't really keep that human aspect. So I love that she is doing such a clear job of putting a face to this store and using her little cute, adorable puppies, her dogs, to connect to buyers. She's really pulling at your heartstrings right off the bat. I love this. This is a very smart idea to not only put a face to her store, but also to give you something that is relatable. She is using her dogs to show that she's a nice person, she's a good person, and she's relatable. I think that's very clever. Let's take a look at her SEO. She has a great title. We are going to pull that into my workbook and copy paste it here. And we can see that she is using 138 characters out of the 140 that she has to use. So that is fantastic. That's literally, there's only 2 extra characters left. She's done a great job of fitting in all the words she wants into that space. So very well done. There's no wasted space there at all. She has some great variety in her words as well, but you can see she is very much repeating the most important words here. She has groom in here multiple times, and she has bridal shower game in here multiple times. So groom is in here twice, and bridal shower games is actually 1, 2, 3 times. So very strong repetition on what she feels is the most important. Now, I noticed something that was interesting. It caught my eye. It seems to be catching on in the party niche in general, because this is the second store now that I have seen recently that uses this. And as you can see here, she says in the add your personalization category, which is marked as mandatory, to make sure your Etsy email is correct and to not log in with your Apple ID, because important access info will be blocked. And to accept the terms, read this message above and type yes below. So she is telling you, she is making sure that you are aware that if you sign in with your Apple ID, she's not going to be able to send you the information to your order, because she's probably sending that via email. So that's really interesting, and it makes me wonder, if this is a PDF and you are instantly downloading it upon purchase, why does she need your email? So just my thought, that makes me really curious. I'm not sure why that seems to be catching on among party sellers. If you're in the party niche and you know why people are doing this, please comment below and let me know, or comment below if you have a guess as to why they're doing this, because I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of doing this is, and it is a little bit intimidating. But setting that aside, I do like that they have in their description here, right off the bat, they are giving you their information about that 60% off when you order 3 or more. And I love that they offer a discount for bulk purchases. I think that's really smart. I don't love that it's right at the top, and they do have a good first paragraph here that says DIY printable Guess the Groom bridal shower game template with, their keywords put in here right below their coupon. If you are a new seller, I would suggest bumping this coupon down below the first paragraph so that you're not losing out on this potential SEO visibility here. Or you could even shorten it, like instead of having it be a big long statement like that, you could literally say order 3+ items equals 60% off. Same thing, half the distance. You would get that in here, right here in the top line, and then you can jump right into your appeal statement there. That's just my opinion. I think that appeal statements, especially for new sellers, are really important. Now let's look at the rest of her description. She's got a lot of information here. You can see that she's using template to create these designs, and it is an editable design, and you can download and print this at home, or you can use a professional printer. And template is a great way to make your designs editable for customers. I will be making a video that goes over how to use template and some of these other popular softwares that help you make editable designs for your customers, including Canva. And I actually just made a video last week, I believe, about a really smart seller, a really smart store that only uses Canva for free. Everything they use is free to use. You don't need a paid subscription, and they are really kicking butt at their store. So I'll put the card to that up there at the top here. But looking at the rest of their description here, they do have all of their important information here, a link to their demo here, and matching items. I always love when they add matching items. Probably nobody is reading this far down, honestly, so I would also suggest adding that into an image. But I do like that they've included it, and then how to order, how to print, terms of use, etc. Quite a long description there. Going down to their tags, most of these tags are really good, but I did notice an immediate problem, and so I wanted to point that out. If you look, most of these are pretty good tags: bridal shower games, printable games, editable templates, printable shower, modern minimalist is a little vague, black and white is a little vague, simple bridal shower, digital download. But this is the one that really caught my attention: industrial shower. Now if we click on that, it takes us to this search page, and as you can see, industrial shower is not party games. It is not anything related to what she is selling in her store. In fact, aside from her Guess the Groom listing here, there's only one other listing, which is this one here. This is an ad, which also seems to be relying on that industrial shower tag. So as you can see, they only have 8 sales, and this is a brand new party store. So what they likely did was use unmeasured events as a resource for researching tags and keywords and things like that, which is not a bad idea. But when you are looking, you cannot just blindly copy and paste all of the tags that they're using. You do need to put some thought into why are they using certain tags, and this one unfortunately was not the best choice to use. As people are searching Etsy, when they go and search industrial shower, highly likely they're looking for industrial shower stuff, like this or this or this, and they're not going to buy a bridal shower game because that's not what they're looking for. So it's a wasted tag. This is absolutely wasted. It's not doing them any good, and eventually Etsy's probably going to bump this tag or this search result all the way to the back. So they're not even going to get visibility for this tag eventually, because Etsy's going to learn that people are searching for industrial shower and this is not getting any clicks, and it's going to fall lower and lower and lower and lower. And the same is going to happen for this new seller, and this new seller is probably not going to know why that is happening at all. So When you're doing your research on tags, you need to make sure that they are relevant tags. Don't just copy them from a great selling store. You still need to research, and you need to see, why are people searching this tag? What are people finding when they search this tag? And will I actually show up and get some clicks by using this tag? So that's really, really important. All the other tags are pretty good. Aside from, this black and white one is super vague. It may not really help them a whole lot, but it's not bad. I do want to check out another listing that they have. Now, this one is not in the wedding genre. This is a first birthday photo banner. And this one is super cute. I love this idea. This is a beautiful photo here. And they have some great photos with more examples of the product than the last image, which is great. And then they've got their how to use information, FAQ, and their cute puppy dog video. They've got the same disclaimer, and their description is essentially very much the same as the last one. But looking at their tags here, we can see that every tag they have here is relevant to what they're actually selling. There's nothing really odd or unrelated to this product in their tags. So that is great. What I did notice about this one, where this listing could really be improved, is that their tags and their title both miss the word baby. If you notice, there is no tag here that says baby anything. And then there's no word baby in their title. And this is again where keyword research is going to come into play. So baby may not be a good word choice. And I'm not saying that they're making a bad choice by not including the word baby, but it is important to do research and decide which words you want to include based on their search volume and how many people are looking for that product. So for example, I would include in my title and in my tags, if this was my listing, either something like baby banner or baby milestones or something like that. In fact, when I go to eRank and I look for baby milestones, we're going to see what pops up. Okay, so what we can see here is that baby milestones has a lot of competition. So it's a very common word, it's a very popular word, but it's also a very competitive word. Baby monthly milestones down here has less competition. Obviously that's 23 characters, so that's not going to fit in there. Let's look up baby monthly to be a little bit more specific. And then we can scroll through here. And you can do this all for free on eRank. I do not have a paid subscription. You do not need to pay money to get access to this information. Okay, so just using baby monthly right here or monthly baby, these are both very similar. You have 12 characters and medium competition. So this is actually a much better choice to use than just baby milestones. However, she has, jumping back to her listing here, nothing about babies whatsoever. So I would probably consider, if this was my listing, taking out something like, for example, this simple banner tag, which could be anything. I might replace that more generic tag with baby monthly, or you can tag modern minimalist, because modern minimalist could be for anything. And when you're searching for baby stuff, you're probably not thinking to type into search modern minimalist baby photos or modern minimalist baby shower. That's just not something that a buyer is going to think of. And when you look at the search, you can see a lot of these results. There are some party stuff. Of course, this is an ad by the seller we're looking at. There's a resume. So there's just a lot of jewelry and a lot of variety and nothing really baby related at all here. So I would probably swap that tag out. If this was me, I'd swap this one out, or if you really had your heart set on that tag, I would swap out simple banner and just replace it with something that includes the word baby. Of course, that is literally just my own opinion. And I'm going to be making a video that really does break down how to use eRank. So subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you don't miss that video. It's actually going to cover a few different tools that I use and that I really love using for Etsy research. So it will be a really good video. And that brings me to the last listing that I wanted to show you. This is an Etsy's pick. So it is a bestseller, it's pretty popular, and they have the same great elements as all of the other things. Great example photos here, showing it in use in multiple different places. They have a lot of the same good length to their title. There's a lot of repetition in this title. As you can already see, wedding welcome is here a few times, and then welcome sign wedding, template wedding sign. So this is the first party listing that I think I've put into a video that actually includes the word template in their title. So I did want to point that out. And of course, it's the same description format as all the other ones. But when we jump down to their tags, I wanted to show you that they do also have template welcome as one of their tags. So this goes back to doing your product research and really keeping your buyers in mind when you are choosing which keywords to use. And the interesting thing about using something like this, if I click template welcome, a lot of stuff pops up. So you can see that it's a relevant keyword. It is a relevant tag to use, and it is being used by lots of different party stores here, which is great. But it made me wonder was how many customers are actually typing this into search when they're looking for a welcome sign. Are they actually typing in template? Because if they've not gotten married before and maybe not bought one of these wedding welcome signs before, would they even know that template exists? And so that made me think of a really good tip that I wanted to walk you through really quickly. You want to, when you see things like this, when you see words that are trending and catching on like template welcome, this is becoming a very popularly used keyword in the party space, what you're going to want to do is test it out. And it is okay to test out keywords on your listing. I would not test out a lot of keywords. I would stick to 1 or 2 keywords in your listing to test out and see how they're doing. But basically, you would put the keyword in your listing, and then in 3 or 4 or preferably 5 weeks, you set a reminder on your calendar to check it. And you can check and see if your sales have improved for that listing or how the keyword is working for you. How is the tag actually doing? And you are going to dig into your Etsy analytics to do that. So let's walk through that process really quickly. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to your Etsy stats in your seller dashboard. And then you're going to scroll down a little bit to where it says how shoppers found you and click on Etsy search. Now scroll to the bottom of that screen. And I'm showing you this with little images because I don't want to show you my store and compromise my store, but the process is the same. Scroll down to the bottom of that page and you will see a section called search terms. This is what customers are actually typing into search before clicking on your items. So basically, when a seller types in template welcome and this pops up and they click on it and they purchase this product, Etsy then says, oh, this is what a customer searched before they bought your item, and that will go into your search terms section. So in a few weeks after adding that tag to their listing, the seller would come back and look at the stats and see if template or template welcome is popping up in this list of search terms at all. If it's not popping up at all, they should replace that keyword for something more powerful, something more useful. But if it is popping up, then they know that that's important, that keyword has value, and they can use it on more listings. So this is a great way to brainstorm and get a new perspective on what's working for you and what's not working for your shop listing. So I really do want to point that out and go over that, because it's easy to dismiss some of the information that Etsy gives us, but it really can be quite valuable if you know what you're looking at and you know where to look. And speaking of value, I have a few new resources, so if you have not checked those out yet, or it's been a while since you've seen the resources on my website, make sure you go take a peek. I've actually added one specifically for digital product and print-on-demand designers, all about font pairing, so that you can knock your buyer's socks off with great designs. And if you really want to be impressed, go check out this video of a party store that is making over $500,000 in passive income. You can check that out here.